Well, at this point, I can't say that I'm too surprised. So today is June 4th, 2017, and for those who don't know what the significance of that date is, it's essentially been 2 months since Bioware announced patch 1.05 for Mass Effect Andromeda back in April 4th, 2017. You may recall that in the announcement titled The Journey Ahead, they not only detailed some of the improvements that patch 1.05 made to the game, they also promised that over the next 2 months, they would fix a number of other issues. The article mentioned adding more options and variety in the character creator, improving hair and general appearance of characters, ongoing improvements to cinematic scenes and animations, and more. Since then, we have only gotten one additional patch that addresses these specific issues, patch 1.06. I made an entire video detailing some of the improvements that they made as far as facial animations and general character appearance goes. And while the game has come a long way since launch, it is clear that there is still a lot of work to be done as far as animations, character appearance, and cinematic scenes go. Now, one issue in particular that Bioware has yet to address is more options and variety to what is arguably one of the least flexible character creators in a long time. It's a feature that was promised within 2 months as of patch 1.05's announcement. And here we are 2 months later, and it is nowhere to be found. To make matters worse, Bioware has been doing a really poor job communicating status updates for these patches. If they came out and told us, look, this fix is taking longer to implement than we anticipated, please give us more time, I would totally understand. But instead, they've been completely silent about the whole matter. There hasn't been a single blog or social media post about the fact that they still haven't addressed all of Andromeda's major issues in the promised time frame. So what can one do but to assume that they just don't give a fuck anymore, or that they're just cutting their losses? Granted, at this point, I stopped giving a fuck about Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'm sure I'm not the only one on that bandwagon. So why even make this video, you ask? Why not just let the topic of Mass Effect Andromeda go? Well, I'm less upset about not getting a patch for a game that I don't give a damn about anymore, and more upset about what all this says about the once beloved company Bioware. This video is less about Andromeda and more about how all of this paints a very clear picture of what Bioware has become, a corporate shadow of its former self. To me, how much a company cares about their games, their products, and the fan base is defined less by the grand gestures and more by the little things that they're willing to go out of their way to do. Being able to adhere to promises, however small, in the allotted time frame that they promised, staying in touch with the community and updating them on what's going on, and just showing some semblance of giving a fuck. I believe gestures like these is what grown-ups like to call responsibility, a word that seems to be fading from Bioware's dictionary. If they aren't willing to responsibly do something as simple as just keeping track of their patch due dates or communicating with us through all of this, how can I be confident that they'll responsibly be able to do something more complex, like, I don't know, fixing a half-baked product? Or hell, that they'll be able to release polished products from the get-go from here on out? If you ask me, their silence speaks volumes about their level of care, and their ho-hum attitude to their responsibilities to their consumers, to their fans, to their community, just tells me everything I need to know about the current state of Bioware. Bioware has essentially become the student that turns in rushed, half-assed homework and hopes that by the end of the semester, they'll get some leniency on their grades. And even when the teacher gives the homework back to the student for a chance to fix the mistakes by another date for half credit, this is a student so irresponsible that they even can't bother to turn that in time. Just a complete lack of responsibility for themselves and for those around them. And like the patch, this is just like one homework. It's this one little thing. But again, your attitude towards the little things, I believe, defines how much you care and how responsible you are. And Bioware lately has been anything but responsible. So yeah, this is the new Bioware, folks. Yay. The question now remains, can they get their heads out of their asses and return to their former glory with their new IP and whatever other projects that they may be working on, like the new Dragon Age game? If I'll be honest with you, at this point, I'm not so sure that they can. I hope they can prove me wrong, but after their inability to live up to a simple blog post promise, how can I be confident about them being able to live up to bigger promises to come? I don't know, it breaks my heart to watch a once renowned development studio just getting dragged through the mud like this. Anyway, this is just my thoughts and opinions though. What do you think? Do you share my opinions on Bioware's irresponsibilities, or can you find reasons to maybe cut Bioware some slack? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy my content, consider supporting me on Patreon so we can remain independent from third-party sponsorship or shitty corporate interference. And to be further updated on all things video game news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!